is going to help for movement of goods, movement of manufactured goods, as well as movement of goods that come in from other countries into India much more easily. Vadhavan Port, what is happening is, first of all, we are having a natural depth available, which is going to essentially reduce the amount of dredging that will have to be done. Freight corridor that has been built, the Delhi Mumbai Expressway that has been built, also the multimodal highway that is being built by MMRDA in Maharashtra on that side of the port.
Welcome everybody to today's discussion on the Vadhavan Port and its potential impact on India's economy and infrastructure. Now, located on the western coast of Maharashtra, Vadhavan Port is poised to become one of the country's largest and most modern deep water ports, playing a critical role in enhancing India's maritime trade and logistics. Now, in this conversation, we'll be exploring how this ambitious project could transform regional and national trade dynamics and much more. And for the same, we are being joined by Dr. Yogini Deshpande, Technical Director, Renuka Consultants, Mumbai. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, with the Vadhavan port set to handle over 23 million TEUs, how does the port's design and the capacity address India's current deep draft port deficit? And also, what are the unique features that enable it to dock ultra large container ships?
Thank you for having me today. So, for India, one of the major challenges so far with all the existing ports has been that they are unable to dock large vessels. Large vessels are the ones which have a very high, they will need high amount, depth of water to be present
Yeah.
at the where they are being docked. Now, most ports in India are not having that kind of natural depth available, and in many cases, because of other aspects like dredging and other sand and soil collecting, dredging needs to be done continuously to ensure that larger ships can be docked at the ports. So
Okay.
at Vadhavan Port, what is happening is, first of all, we are having a natural depth available, which is going to essentially reduce the amount of dredging that will have to be done. And
Okay.
these ships can come, large containers can come in at any given point, be unloaded and be sent out. Typically, what happens at other large ports like JNPT that we have, that at particular time frame in terms of the tidal aspects, then only the large boats, the large ships can come in and they can be unloaded and then sent back. So this time that is lost waiting for the tide to come in or for the water depth to be available is going
Yeah.
to be taken care naturally in some by the Vadhavan location.
Also, tell us how will this Vadhavan Port's strategic location near the major transport corridors enhance the connectivity and also boost the regional economic growth across Maharashtra and the neighboring states? What industries are we, expecting that will benefit the most from this development?
So first of all, Vadhavan is sort of between towards the this end of Maharashtra and the beginning of Gujarat border. It's
Mhm.
located at Dahania, close to Dahanu and Baroda. Now, both
Mhm.
these, this location is very strategic given the already existing infrastructure, road and rail infrastructure that has been built in the past 10 years, which is the dedicated freight corridor that has been built, the Delhi Mumbai Expressway that is being built, also the multimodal highway that is being built by MMRDA in Maharashtra on that side of the port, and connectivity is going to help for movement of goods, movement of manufactured goods, as well as movement of goods that come in from other countries into India much more easily. So transportation cost, transportation time will get reduced considerably, and it sort of is ensuring that the connectivity on the north is right up to Delhi, and while in the south it could be all the way right up to Bangalore.
All right. So now let's talk about the environment. Now, what specific eco-friendly measures have been integrated into this Vadhavan Port project to ensure minimal environment disruption? And also, how does the port's offshore development plan align with the sustainability goals And what steps are being taken to protect the local marine ecosystem as well?
Basically, what is there's that a major portion of the port is being built offshore. So you are
Okay.
basically having a very long, about 10.15 kilometer long offshore breakwater, which is being built, which will ensure the port will be protected from adverse weather. Now, once on the front side, when the port has got protected from the adverse weather, between portion which is between the land and the breakwater, it is going to be utilized for building the port in itself. So this structure will ensure the port's operation, safeguarding the vessels and infrastructure from high waves and seasonal moves. Now,
Okay.
because the development, typically a development involves major dredging activities to deepen the approach channel harbor basin, this is going to make sure that it's suitable for ultra large container vessels. But at the same time, shore protection bunds are going to be created, which will stabilize the reclaimed areas, ensuring longevity and reducing the risk of erosion. What this will also, in terms of this, the energy that is going to be used for this, they are going to ensure that clean technology will be put into place to ensure that sustainable energy is being used for the cargo
For the
handling purposes.
country.
Then also in the dredging practices, eco-friendly dredging practices are being will be used as a commitment,
Yeah.
thereby you're minimizing the ecological footprint. Like I mentioned earlier, because there's natural depth, the amount of dredging that is going to be required is going to be reduced. This also is going to ensure that there is a least ecological impact. Because if we didn't have natural depth, you would have had to dredge for more, which would have impacted the surrounding flora and fauna in the sea. And also, they're going to have protective measures along the coastal habitat, which will ensure that the mangrove conservation is happening, and marine life protection initiatives will also be taken into consideration.
Okay, so they've already factored in as to how to go about saving the local
Yes, yes.
ecosystem as well. All right. So also tell us, how does the Mahayuti government support for this Vadhavan port reflect its broader commitment to transforming Maharashtra's economic landscape and infrastructure? And also, what political factors have facilitated the fast tracking of this project?
No, political factors, obviously, because the Vadhavan Port is in some sense, a centers project. While it is being built in Maharashtra, there is obviously a direct impact of building such a huge structure in Maharashtra in terms of jobs, in terms of development. If you see Dahanu today on the map, doesn't really have much development, and it sort of is a piece of land which has not been taken care of in terms of development for all these years. So that definitely will change. The local communities over there will have access to better healthcare, better roads, and everything because of this particular infrastructure project coming in over there. And from the Maharashtra government side, they have, keeping in fact that this particular port is being in on the books to be developed in the past few years, have already initiated the multimodal corridor, which would start from Mumbai, Dahanu, all the way to JNPT, and so connecting its existing port to the new port is essentially their broader commitment to ensuring that Maharashtra's economic development and landscape changes.
Absolutely. And can we also specifically talk about what political factors have facilitated the fast tracking of this project?
I think I mentioned in the beginning, no, that because the centers was this, and that this project was going to come up, and Maharashtra government, this current government is supporting it by building a multimodal transfers. I think I mentioned in the beginning, right?
Great, great. All right. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Yogini ma'am, for joining us today. And thank you for sharing your valuable insights also on the Vadhavan port and its countless benefits. Thanks.
great. Thank you.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.